Hello, Internet people, virtually out there in the virtual space, also living this life of reality that exists in parallel time and space. This is Order More Tires, what, number 6? Something like that?
Something like that.
Yeah, so we welcome. We are Order of Tier. We are a band. We play video game metal. We take music from video games, remix it with power metal feel and original lyrics and vocals. I am the Game Mage, and I'm being joined virtually by Mike the Hammer K. Klodzinski. How are you tonight, Michael?
I'm lovely, Javatuya. What about you?
I am pretty good. Extremely busy. This is the time of year where I have to literally run around the entire country. So just got back from that the other day, in fact, and it doesn't let up. It's continuing on, but I'm good. I cannot complain in any way, shape, or form. So I shan't complain.
Sweet, very nice.
But yeah, let's get into this. I don't think we have anything planned, so we're just gonna wing this Red Bull style. So
we have 0 things planned.
So I guess we could speak of the holiday that just passed. Mr. Hammer K, how was your Christmas?
It was good. I got plenty nerdy things for Christmas.
Nice.
I got Fallout 4, which you ever so nicely gifted me. Haven't had a chance to sit down and play it yet because I know that as soon as I start playing it, my life is going to be over. So I need to take care of a few things. I got like a bucket list that I need to do before I start playing the game. So probably going to start that this week. So yeah, that's cool. Let's see. Oh, I got this. Oh, piss. I'm tangled.
Death by cord? Is that what you had?
I got this.
Holy crap, dude!
So yeah,
dude, does it charge up? Holy crap, man! That's awesome.
So yeah, and then when you turn it off,
that's awesome. It looks like a pot just sitting there, like like some pottery.
Suppose, yeah, you could flip it over like this and put some leaferys in here. Yeah. So yeah, that is the thing that I just turned on again, and I'm going to turn back off. So yeah, that is a thing that happened. Let's see what else. Oh, so I'll discuss this when we talk about games that we're playing. Do you have anything that you want to discuss first?
Not too much. Not really.
All right.
I had a good Christmas. I spent some time with my family. I came down there to Tennessee. Obviously, we did the podcast last week, which we still need to release. That's terrible.
Yes, we do. I just realized that this morning. I woke up. I was like, mother of pearl. That never happened.
So, but yeah. We can continue on then.
Yeah.
By the way, it's cold here again. Like, Christmas was like 80 degrees everywhere this year.
Yeah.
And now it's cold, and it's been sleeting for like the past 12 hours, over 12 hours here.
Very lovely.
In about 15 minutes, it's supposed to turn to rain, so it's going to rain all night.
Yeah, so it's starting to get cold here. Probably not as chilly as it is there, but
I had to resort to the Evil Dead beanie.
Right. That does happen from time to time.
Yeah.
I have my Gears of War beanie that I whip out in times of need. Yeah, anyway, so also for Christmas I got Lego Dimensions.
Okay.
Have you seen this game?
I've seen it, but that's about all I've done.
So essentially what Lego Dimensions is it's one of it plays just like any of the other Lego games, except it's a bunch of worlds that collide together. And so you can play the story that's there, and there's a bunch of different things in it. Or you can buy little expansion packs, which are basically like all the other Toys to Life things, like Amiibos or Skylanders or whatever, all that kind of stuff,
right?
Except they're Legos. And so you buy the little figures, and then when you get the figure, it'll come with like an additional level or something for the game.
Okay.
And so I got Doctor Who, and Back to the Future. And so basically, to explain this in one little short description, the other day I rode around in Homer Simpson's living room with a DeLorean, but I was Gandalf driving the DeLorean. So yeah, that's
hilarious.
But yeah, I mean, if you ever played any of the Lego games, it's that same kind of humor, same kind of feel. It's apparently it keeps on going on and off sale. I think like full retail is like $80. I don't really think it's worth that at all.
Man.
But if you can snag it for $40-50 if it's ever on sale. It's a pretty cool little game.
Awesome.
With all the expansions and stuff. And I have that I forced the doctor to get in the DeLorean, and they always have little things that they say when you do something.
Yeah.
And he said, "Ha! By the time this baby gets up to 88 miles per hour, could have saved the universe 3 times."
That's hilarious. Oh man, that's great.
So yeah, just you can tell it's just one of those games where the people who made it just had a lot of fun, and they really loved the like franchises or whatever that are in the game. So
yeah, that's awesome.
So that's cool. But yeah. So yeah. That's what's happening in Hammer K land.
Yeah.
I'm about to give up my life and play Fallout 4 though. So
it's worth it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think I'm about to acquire Rocket League.
Oh sweet.
Unfortunately, I think I'm gonna have to get it on PC because
So you're gonna make me buy it on PC, is what's gonna
happen. On sale right now.
How much is it?
$13.99.
Okay.
So
speaking of sales, I finally got the Five Nights at Freddy's pack. It was on sale for Christmas.
Oh, awesome!
For the same price it was at Halloween, so that was cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to diving into the second one.
My videos on that are coming out next week. So,
yeah, okay. So is that, when do your videos start? Is that when they start?
Yeah, a week from tomorrow is the first one. And so like I went through like a whole bunch of different ideas on, when I was going to release them, like what schedule, and if I was going to like interleave them. Because like originally I was going to do Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then each day was going to be a different game. I was just going to play 3 games in parallel. That's a lot to organize. So,
right.
And it's a lot to record, which I've got a pretty big backlog already. But I decided what I'm going to do is just do it Tuesday, Thursday. And then I'm just going to do one game all the way through. So like Tuesday, Thursday, Tuesday, Thursday. It's all the same game until I finish it, whatever I'm doing with the game. And so Five Nights at Freddy's is first. And then Parasite Eve is second. And third is going to be Resident Evil HD Remaster. So I've recorded all of Five Nights at Freddy's, all of Parasite Eve, and like 10 episodes of Resident Evil HD Remaster. So
very nice.
Yeah, I've got a nice big backlog, but I've got to continue on or I'm going to get behind real quick. So
that's cool. Speaking of that, this is critical information, and I cannot believe that I forgot to relay this, but I received an Elgato for Christmas.
Oh, dude.
So Hammer K is going to play some S, is what I'm saying here.
Awesome.
I don't quite know exactly what I'm going to do yet. But yeah, that's going to happen.
I came across a video today, like if you want to use it for streaming, I came across a video today that had a real good approach, and I don't know why I never thought about it, but he presented it really well on how to make sure that you can sync all your stuff if you're going to do like, separate audio, and if you're going to do a webcam and all that when you're streaming.
Yeah.
Because if you use OBS, which is Open Broadcaster software, like you can use that to stream like just straight from your desktop without any capture device. But you can also, like the Elgato shows up as a device in it for creating your scenes for streaming. But there's a delay because it's USB. So I'll have to send you this video that he shows you how to correctly set up all your delay on everything so that all comes out in sync when you do streaming.
Okay, sweet.
I need to go through that process myself because I've tried to do it a few times with the Elgato and it doesn't work. Like when you're doing it from like a PC and it's like everything's on your PC, it's just fine. Like I was streaming Biohazard 2, the PC version, and that was all fine. That, and then like, my split software, it worked great. But when I was trying to do voice and the PS3, and a layout or whatever, it was just all out of sync. So I've got to figure that out. But
Gotcha.
Hopefully I found the answer.
Sweet. Yeah, do let me know.
Yes. So, another thing that I received, speaking of Resident Evil or Biohazard, I got this on eBay for a really good price, $11. I got a it just came in today, Black Label Resident Evil 2 DualShock version. So
all right.
I have Black Label Resident Evil 2 already, but it's not the DualShock. So the original release of Resident Evil 2 was before the DualShock controller. So obviously without the analog sticks, and without vibration. So the difference in this one is you get obviously you can use the analog sticks, you can use vibration. That's not even that big of a deal for what I'm using for like speedrunning and stuff. What is a big deal is that I think things can load faster off of this. I don't know if they did like a different kind of compression or what, but it loads a little bit faster. But I mean, I don't even think that's really the big deal. The big deal is this has the arrange version where everything's laid out differently and items are in different locations. So that's cool too. I don't know if anybody actually speed runs the arrange version. I have to look at speedrun.com to see, but I don't recall seeing any boards for that. So I may have to be a pioneer there or something. But I did test this out today with my PS2 and set it up with the fast disk speed. And it's very obvious that the physical disc in a PS2 with fast disk speed loads cutscenes and door changes faster than playing the PSN version on PS3. Which is why if you look at the leaderboard, the top like 8 or something like that were all run on PS2. And like,
I see what's happened here.
Me at 11th, I'm like, no. If you're looking only at PS3 runs, I'm 4th. So just because of the load times, because the emulators it's literally emulating exactly everything on the PS1, disk speed, load time, all that stuff. So even though it doesn't have to strictly, it just is.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I thought that was pretty cool. The only thing that's a bummer about this is it doesn't have the manual, but I'm not too worried about that because I've got the manual with my original one. What's funny is like the original one, like you can see down on this one, it's got the little red area where it's like DualShock compatible with DualShock controller. It says now supports the DualShock analog controller. The other one, if you can look this on eBay auctions online, but there's like a yellow little splat like that. That's not there, but there's a yellow one there, and it's like something like look inside to enter for a chance to win a part in the Resident Evil movie. And so it's like the first Resident Evil movie, the first one, Mia Jovovich. And it was like, so I guess if somebody was an extra, somebody was a zombie in that who had bought Resident Evil 2 and won that contest. It's terrible that those movies are associated with this game. I hope they reboot the franchise, but or like the movie franchise, but they call it Biohazard. They don't call it Resident Evil. They just call it
That'd
Biohazard.
Be sweet.
Yeah, because that way it'll I think that's the best way to do it, because it'll destroy people's or won't set people's expectations up that this is a reboot of the Mia Jovovich movies and that we're gonna see a retelling of that. They won't think that. They'll think it's just something different.
Yeah.
And then the hardcore fans will be like, sweet, it's actually going to be Resident Evil, because I want Resident Evil 1 the movie, I want Resident Evil 2 the movie, Resident Evil 3 the movie. That's all I want.
Yeah.
And I think it would be awesome, but that's just me.
Man, game movies.
For real, dude. I mean, I have to say that in the second Resident Evil movie, the second one is the one that's closest to any of the plot. Well, if we're talking about live action movies, because there's a couple animated movies that actually fit in with the lore of the video games. But if you're talking about just live action, the second one's not too bad, although it really is. It can't take place in the same, dimension, timeline, world, whatever, as the games, because it would overlap exactly with Resident Evil 3. And one of the main character from Resident Evil 3, Jill Valentine, is in the second one. So it would make no sense. So, but it kind of, what happens in that movie actually does happen in the third game, some of it. So that's cool, but that's as close as it ever gets. After that one, it's just like nothing. They have characters that are named the same, but that's it.
Don't you love that?
Oh, dude, it's horrible. It's absolutely horrible.
That reminds me of Transformers 2. It's like how they just basically, hey, here's some random things from all these different, like, Transformers canon and all that kind of stuff. Let's throw it all in a movie. Let's name this guy this, even though he has nothing to do with that.
Yeah.
Devastator balls, and we're in.
What's interesting about the first Resident Evil movie, though, is that it's plausible that it could actually have happened within the same universe as the Resident Evil games. And it would have happened, it would have had to have happened around the time of right before Zero. Because Zero starts right before 1 and then also is co-temporal with 1. But the movie would have had to have started. This is weird. It doesn't really make sense either, because the place gets destroyed at the end. But it would have had to have started before Zero, taken place during the same time as some of Zero and all of 1, and would have to have also ended after 2, which means that would also have ended after 3. But then if the second movie takes place at the same time as 3, so they really effed up the timeline. So it's just... Because, I mean, you can make an argument that it takes place at the same time as 1 and 2, because the train that they take in from the mansion to the lab, although that doesn't exist in any game, that train does exist in the second one where they take it out of the lab. And then also they blow up the lab in the movie, and the lab blows up at the end of 2, and you don't see who sets off the process to blow up the lab. So it could be argued that the people in the movie are the ones that set up that process. But there's just there's too many other larger inconsistencies that would make that not even possible. So, I had hope. I put it that way. When I was watching the movie, I was like, maybe if I just think about it, you could fit this. No, you can't. You can't.
Right.
In the way that they tried to explain how the first outbreak of the T virus happened, because that's not really explained too much in the first one, but it just wasn't really accurate. It didn't make sense with the timeline. Didn't make sense how it happened. So, and then they did stupid stuff, like they tried to tie it together. Like the guy who owned the mansion and built the mansion in the games was Spencer. Like that was his last name. But that was the guy's first name in the movie, and they always called him Spence. But he was like an older guy in the game series, because he was doing stuff back in the 60s, not in the present time. It's just weird. Wow. They tried too hard with like names and places and things like that, but too little with like the plot and considering everything else. Okay, I'll stop talking about that, or I'll talk about that all night. So, talk about something else.
Let me pull up our list of random things. I feel like I added something on here.
All I know is Half-Life 3's on that list, so
my browser just froze.
So here, I'll read it to you. There's Final Fantasy VII Remake, which we've talked about a little bit already. There's Half-Life 3, Lord Gaben represent. And then the third thing is the Calico Chameleon.
Oh, yeah.
So... Which
we read up more a little bit on that, but
yeah.
Just a quick note on that. So apparently Calico is not a thing anymore, and they're pretty much just using that name. Like
nobody's got it trademarked and it's fallen out of use and that sort of thing.
Hey, the company that or the guy, whoever owns that name is giving them the ability to use that name is really all it is.
Yeah.
But they're touting it as,
the next Calico system.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Which,
something interesting.
I mean, if you look at in any way into what they're doing there, you're like, okay. It's Let me just buy a Raspberry Pi and throw it into some case somewhere and do the same thing.
Yeah, exactly. Which funny, I actually got one of those for Christmas. And I'm trying to decide what I want to do with it, because it's like I've seen so many awesome things you can do with it, and then I get one and I'm like, wait, what awesome thing do I want to do with it?
Bar top arcade cabinet.
I thought about that. But yeah, so I'm still thinking about that.
Awesome.
Looking at that Instructables website, trying to figure out what. Do I want to build an arcade cabinet? Do I want to build a drone? Do I want to build a pet feeder?
An arcade cabinet that controls a drone.
Holy snickerdoodles. That's it.
That's where it's at.
That's the title of our next album.
Arcade cabinet that controls the drone. Arcade cabinet controlled drone.
Parentheses, also animal feeder.
Square bracket pet friendly.
Right. Oh.
Curly brace only 50 pounds or less.
Oh. I should probably pull up our Twitter feed or something in case somebody talks to us.
I got it up over here.
Okay. Man, you're just light years ahead of me right now.
Well, I actually got ready early today, believe it or not. I got this in too.
Sweet, very nice.
$29.99 exactly, no tax, no shipping, DualShock 4 controller. You know, I hate the color red, and I don't use the word hate very often, but I really don't like the color red. It's by far my least favorite color. I can't think of any color I dislike more than just your old plain basic red. But the cool thing about this is it's kind of matte finished, and it mutes the red a little bit, and it's not nearly as bad as I thought it would be.
Yeah.
So it was either, the only ones that were at that price were either this or the, you know, black, white, gray camo controller.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure I'm going to go with any solid color before I go with camo. No offense to anybody who likes camo. It's just not my thing.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'd rather have your regular green, brown, whatever camo than that white, gray, black camo stuff, because that just makes me think of big baggy jeans from when I was in high school.
Right.
But yeah, man, I love these controllers.
Starting to come back in.
Oh, I know, it's ridiculous. Everything's a circle, dude.
Yeah.
So our friend Happy Dude 2, he says, Mike, just buy an empty stand-up arcade cabinet and put in every fighting game known to man, and he'll be willing to pump in quarters.
Oh man, yeah. I want so badly to have an arcade cabinet.
Oh yeah.
And there have been a handful of times where I've had the opportunity to get one for a couple $100, and I didn't do it because I just didn't have the space or whatever. I thought, oh, someday when I get married, I'm going to have to part with it. I'm going to cry myself to sleep every night. But since apparently that's not the case, yeah, I need to get one. So, yeah, even though I don't have room for it right now.
Man, you should hit up our former employers and see if that MAME cabinet's for sale.
Oh yeah.
So they had this like really sweet custom made cabinet. Obviously just a PC inside of it with a monitor, and it was running MAME and, you know, any arcade game you can think of, literally. And if it wasn't there, you know, you could put it on it.
Right.
But it had like one of the really good deluxe controller boards with like 2 sticks. Each one had like 9 buttons, I think, something like that.
I think so, yeah.
I mean, it was like it was huge, and it had like the big trackball in the middle. It had the little spinner thing for like Centipede. What else did it have? Was that it? Oh, it had buttons on the side for if you want to play like pinball stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, it was awesome too. But it was huge. Like they only had it, so the office that we worked in, they had it in there, and they only had it in there because their friend who had built it didn't have room to store it, and maybe he was moving or something. I don't remember exactly when they got it, but
I thought he said his wife made him get rid of it or something.
That could be actually, because this thing was huge. It was a little oversized. It was a bit bigger than like just a regular old cabinet, but It looked awesome. It was really well built.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'd love to have an arcade cabinet.
Oh, so Will says that we just need to put an order tier skin on the cabinet and use it for the merch table when we go to cons. That's funny that you say that, because we actually had this idea that what we were gonna do was like all of like the gear that we use on stage, like my amp stack. You know, I have like a 212 that I sit vertically, and I have like a rack on top of it. We were gonna like build like a case around all that, and it wasn't gonna be like it was always there, but you'd like set it up when we were playing shows, and it was gonna look like an arcade cabinet. And man, what all were we gonna do with that? I remember that we talked about that in pretty big detail.
Yeah, I remember one of the things was come up with some kind of like animation or whatever to keep running on it so that we could interact with it during the show.
Oh yeah, and have it like on a projector.
Do stuff during songs and all kinds of stuff like that.
Yeah, we were gonna have it like
part of the band, basically.
Totally. Well, we were gonna have it like MIDI synced with like a Reaper project or something, and we were gonna have like MIDI controllers so that we could actually control what was going on, and we could like have it play different parts of video or whatever, depending on like if we hit a pedal on a MIDI board or something.
Yeah,
we have these huge grand ideas like this, but we don't really play out too much.
Right.
I mean, if we all lived in the same city, we would be doing this crap like nonstop. I fully believe, but it's just the whole we're all everywhere, all over the country, kind of limits that to a degree. But I don't want to say that we would never do it, because I really want to do that kind of stuff. I think it'd be awesome.
Yeah, I think it'd definitely be awesome. Just need to add it to the list of things to do.
Yeah, one more thing. Oh, dude, that list. We add 5 things and do 1.
Right.
That's how that goes. But it's cool. Yeah. It's better to have a list of things to do that you'll never get to than to have time and nothing to do.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
but yeah, arcade cabinets, guys.
Yeah, it's a real thing.
Man,
I've always wanted like a cocktail table.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But go ahead.
Most definitely. I was gonna say, when I was in St. Louis last year, this arcade that I went to is just it. The guy that ran it, you could tell that like his passion was just keeping this thing alive, and he was just talking about all the different like maintenance stuff that he did on these cabinets all the time, and they played and they all looked just immaculate.
That's awesome. Yeah, like the guy in town here in our arcade, like, he keeps all the machines working really well, but the thing that he spends a lot of time on, at least if you go by a Facebook post, is he's always fixing up those pins that he has. He's got like, I don't know, 8 or 10 pinball machines, and I'm talking about like old ones from like the 70s, dude. Like he's got like the Black Knight, although I think that's from the 80s, but they've been adding like so many like older pinball machines, and it's like I can't even imagine the kind of maintenance required to keep those things running.
Yeah. Yeah, pinball is so awesome. Like a really well done pinball machine is just ridiculous looking. There is an arcade, I think it's like maybe 15 minutes south of Nashville. It's one of those pay to get in and play everything.
Yeah.
And it's basically like half arcade, half pinball machines.
Holy crap.
More pinball machines than I've seen in my entire life.
Man.
And some really, really nice looking ones.
That's where I need to go. Like, that's Lindsay's thing. She's like all about pinball machines. And like, it's cool, but most arcades that you go to, like you're saying, it's mostly just video games. It's not pinball. Yeah. Very much for that reason, right? Because it's not only is it time consuming, very, very time consuming to maintain those things, it's expensive. Like sometimes you have to get people to make custom boards. Like if a board fries in it, like or you have to like search forever to find another machine that has a working board that you're going to take out of.
Yeah, definitely.
It's just crazy. I do not begrudge anybody doing that, and God bless them.
See, what did Will say? There's a pawn shop with the barrel style sit down 2-player Donkey Kong without guts. $50 at pawn shop.
Oh man, yes, buy that.
jump all over that, all up on it, inside of it, do all the things.
What you need to do then is you need to stream yourself playing it by getting 2 webcams, or no, get a webcam and like put it on the machine, and then like capture the output. Man, that'd be awesome. Can you imagine somebody like streaming arcade games? That would be amazing.
Oh man. Noted.
Yeah.
Write that down.
That's what you need to do, man. Build that bar top thing, and then you figure out how to get that hooked up with the Elgato. I mean, that can't be that hard. Just got like an HDMI splitter, man. It'd be easy.
Shoot, man, the gears are cranking in my mind already.
Then have like what you need to do, like get black lighting and like get some strobe lights and stuff, and play some cheesy 80s rock music, and like like get the whole, like stream the whole ambience of the situation.
Exactly. Oh man. Every time I talk about arcade machines, I always think about the Virtual-On machine that I have just been craving my whole life.
Dude, that thing's got to be so expensive.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the only time I've seen it on eBay once, and it was pretty on up there.
Yeah, I mean, even if you get it for a good price, like the shipping or getting it anywhere is going to be so expensive.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah,
cool.
Man. Yeah, I haven't heard of any. Well, I don't live near any arcades, but I haven't heard of any like arcade art auctions or anything like that, like anywhere around here. But if you ever hear of anything like that up there,
oh, I will let you know. Yeah, the problem is, like up here, we've got Galloping Ghost, and they get like everything.
Yeah,
like they have. Oh man, I totally forgot they have a Silent Hill arcade machine. I've got to get over there and play that thing.
What?
Yeah. They found one in California.
What is it?
It's like a it's like a light gun game, but it's not really light gun. So it's got like a gun. So it's like one of those. It's got like a real big screen, and it comes out where the controls are up, like Time Crisis sort of. Yeah. But it's one player, and it's got the gun in the middle, and you fire the gun by moving it around or whatever. But you also can move like the gun up to like move around as well.
Oh.
And that was the thing, was like they got it, but that was broken, the whole moving around part. And they like rebuilt it, that whole structure inside of it, and like the controller. Yeah, that's awesome. And I think it's I don't want to like say and be wrong, but it's like one of like less than 5 working in North America.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's because like I don't even know that they even sent many over here originally, because like it was only going to be a Japanese market, and then I think some people like imported it or whatever.
Wow.
But I think it is in English still, so even if it's not, I still want to play it.
Yeah, man, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah. People say it's good for an arcade machine, but it's probably not good for a Silent Hill game. But
yeah,
how many Silent Hill games are actually good for a Silent Hill game? Mr. Happy Dude 2 says, there's an arcade called Main Event in Memphis. Mixed reviews on it right now. There's a bowling alley and a bar to boot. # drunk DDR. Oh man, that would be terrible. I'm bad at sober DDR.
Yeah, DDR used to be my jam, and then I stopped playing it, and yeah, and then that like knockoff one came out with the diagonals instead of the plus sign, and that was just the end of it for me. Because once you get used to dancing around in a plus sign, doing the X's just it don't work.
What was the cross one called? I know there was one called like what, In the Groove or something.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Yeah, there's like a bunch of knockoffs.
Yeah, I used to go to the mall here and play DDR. I was that guy.
Man, I could never do that. Like, I mean, I could do it. I could do it on easy and like the next level up from easy, but beyond that, no.
Yeah, we went complete sidetrack. We'll be back to Main Event in a second, but so we went to Disney World for a band trip in high school. And they had like a Disney DDR machine. And I think it was in Epcot or something like that. But Bro, man, I played this thing. Me and this other guy, we played this thing for probably like 4 hours or something retarded. Like we spent all the money we had playing this thing, and then from then on, I just got completely obsessed with it. And so I bought the pads for the original PlayStation.
Oh yeah.
And I don't know which one I have. One of the many millions of them. And played that butterfly song over and over and over.
Oh yeah.
And so
DDR Super Ultra Mega Mix Part 3.
Yeah, so I'd go to the mall and show off my elite butterfly DDR skills.
Oh, dude, you should get the Magic Hammer remix of that in a DDR song and play it.
Yeah, right. But yeah, main event. That thing went up fast. Like I just remember seeing it go up. Yeah, it's off of I-40.
Okay.
And if you're driving down I-40, it's like in Bartlett. It's this big. It looks like a club. It has like all the blue lights around it and whatever.
Yeah.
A lot of people said it's more of like an adult kind of place, as opposed to, like Incredible Pizza, which is down the street, which is like
kids.
Yeah.
So whatever. Like, is it like near where the Celebration Station used to be?
It's a little further down.
Okay. Down which way?
East. Closer to Cordova than Bartlett.
What road's it on?
I have no idea, to be honest with you.
Oh, okay.
I just know that you're driving down the interstate and all of a sudden it's like
it's just 24/7.
Yeah, but I drove by it, and I guess this is because everybody's family was in town or whatever, and they're like, "Oh, this new place opened up. We should go check it out." But I drove by it last Saturday, and there were freaking people like parked on the roof. It was ridiculous looking, lined up out the door. Like I don't know if they were giving something away or what was going on, but it was just ridiculous looking. But yeah, I haven't really heard anything about it other than it's a thing, and it's kind of adultish. But yeah, planning on checking it out someday if it ever chills out, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So In the Groove, Pump It Up, DDR, and apparently, according to Happy Dude 2, then technically Crypt of the Necro Dancer can be played with a DDR pad. He's suggesting it for a New Year's stream. That would be pretty funny. So, man, yeah, that stuff's happening, I guess, in Memphis. So is that like brand new? I've never even.
Yeah, it opened a few weeks ago.
Oh, okay.
Apparently, I think there are a few others around the country.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Yeah, I don't really know anything about it other than that.
Cool. Well, anything else you want to cover tonight before we get out of here?
Will said one more thing. Fact. The old Celebration Station building on sale for $1 million. If money was an option, would you buy?
Heck no. That location is terrible.
Yeah.
I mean...
Every time I look at that thing, I feel like I need to take a bath.
Well, yeah, because it needs to take a bath. Holy crap. I mean, I guess it could be argued that it's pretty close to a lot of residential areas, so it would be easy for people to get to, etc. But it's just not people aren't going to that part of town anymore. And I mean, I know that's weird. $1 million, that's just crazy. I mean, I know it's a huge building, but that location is just not worth that kind of money. Man.
Yeah.
Nobody's going that direction anymore. Not saying that's good or bad. I mean, it's just the truth. If you're talking about objectively for a business. Now, if you're talking about for like, let's pool our money together and buy it for a private order tier, Unts Club. I'm down with that if we can scrounge the cash.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the title of our album after the next one.
Unts Club?
Yes.
UNTZ Club.
I like that. Write that down. That's going to be something.
That just needs to be like a remix album.
Yeah, Ants Club. Oh man.
Just do
Yes.
Unts remixes of like all kinds of video game music.
Speaking of old, like, terrible falling apart things, it is so interesting to me to Google like amusement parks that are shut down and water parks and stuff like that, and just see how ridiculous they look now. It's quite creepy, some of them.
You want to talk about creepy, and we should save this for next time or for a podcast or something to talk about. There's this video you need to watch. I haven't even watched it because I tried to watch it and like immediately the sound tried to murder my eardrums.
Oh.
So I had to mute it immediately, and then I watched it a little bit without audio, and then I'm like, It's one of those really creepy videos where it's like there's a whole lot of like hidden encoded messages in it, and like the audio itself is like encoded messages. And like you put it through like a spectrum analyzer and you remove certain frequencies and you can actually see images in like the waveform. It's like,
what?
Yeah, it's some pretty heady crap, dude. I have to send you a link and we should watch it and then talk about it on like a podcast or something.
Wow.
I'll have to find it. But yeah, it's an unsettling thing.
Wow.
I frequent too many of the like creepy subreddits, and I don't mean just our creepy. That's not that creepy. I mean like the ones like Welcome to Hell, and I mean there's just a whole bunch of them that people just post like ridiculous stuff on, and it's like you know, a lot of times people are just trying to make stuff, and most of the time that's what it is. But when it gets presented in just the right way, where it's like I don't know if somebody's trying to mess with me, or this is literally demons from another dimension trying to break into ours. So,
oh man,
that's where I like to live.
Add that
like
to the list.
That edge.
Right.
So all right. Well, yeah, we'll do that, and we'll talk about that soon. So, anything else before we get out of here? And Will says that Unts Club is his Order of Tier cover band. Do it. That would be awesome. And then we'll have to do something meta where we'll cover a cover version of one of our songs.
Dude.
So it'll be like Unts Club cover.
That's in. That's very deeply in.
And we just need to keep going back and forth until eventually it just sounds like the original.
Right. We need to figure out the next game we're going to stream, because I enjoyed streaming video games with you the other night.
That was awesome.
And I think that needs to happen more often.
I agree. Man, dude, you pick up Rocket League on PC and we'll do that again.
I'm down.
Yeah. Or anything else. I mean,
you
know, even like Fallout 4, when you start playing it, like I can just get on Discord and, you know, just chat with you while you're doing it.
Man, you need to try to play PT from my PS4.
Oh, dude. Yeah, let's do that. Let's figure that out.
That needs to happen.
Yeah. We'll do that, because that'll be awesome. Awesome. All right, then. Well, I think we should get out of here. It's been enough time.
We shall exit.
So, thank you very much for all of you watching. Thank you, Mr. Happy Dude, too, for all of your questions and your interaction. We always appreciate that. It's a good time.
Yes.
We are Order of Tier. We are a band. Check out our music, videogamemetal.com or soundcloud.com/videogamemetal if you are a SoundClouder. I got to figure out that term for people who are on SoundCloud. If you are a sound nimbus, a sound cumulonimbus. Everywhere else on the internet /Order of Tier, Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, Vine, Instagram, wherever else, just try it. If we're not there, we won't show up. Twitch.tv/Order of Tier. It sounds like we may be doing some more of that soon, so check that out. We appreciate you hanging out with us. We will do this again in 2 weeks, and we'll figure out about getting this podcast up sometime very soon, and we'll do another one of those next week as well. And
I'm actually going to work on my audio and try to figure out what the S is going on and why I sound like testes. So yeah, there's that.
Well, it's not that bad, but it'll be better when you do.
That's correct.
So, thank you so much for watching. I have been and still am and will always be the game mage. That guy has been, still is, and will always be Mike the Hammer K. Kludzinski. See you guys next time.
Goodbye, Internet.